Hey, what's up guys? This is Blake from Matt Kiteboarding here, and today we're going to be teaching you how to do a Butterslide Kiteloop transition. So this is a transition playlist, and we're adding Kiteloops to almost every one. So basically what this is doing is a Butterslide. We've made a video on that one before, and what that is usually it's done spinning around a toeside, and then halfway through you press your board into the water, sliding it through just on the tail end of your board, and you lean back, spray water, slide your board, and then we'll add a kite loop, transitioning with the kite loop downwind, carving into the turn, and then going the other way. Now the prerequisites for this are knowing how to do a kite loop on the water, so just being able to loop the kite and ride downwind towards it, carving the other direction. Before you add the Butterslide, you want to be able to do that. And then we've also made a video on the Butterslide before, so if you don't know how to do that yet, practice that before you try this, and then you'll be ready to go. So step number one for this trick is pop and twist. So rather than doing a Butterslide where you just spin around, this one we're going to jump into, so it's a little bit more extreme, a little more fun. And as you're twisting, you're going to transfer your weight back over your front leg. So you're going to be sticking your back leg out, popping, twisting like this, and putting your weight over the nose of your board, which is then going to be sliding through the water. So that's step number one. So as you go into this trick, just build up a lot of speed so it can carry you through and carry that momentum into your Butterslides. As you do this, you want to keep your weight centered over the board so that you're not leaning back and the board gets away from you. Timing this is a little tricky because you're landing, coming down, then also sliding. So you want to make sure that you're not pointing your board too far into the wind, which is just going to kill all your power. You also don't want to land too hard down with all of your weight over the nose so that it buries into the water and pulls you down. So there's a fine balance between leaning too far back, leaning too far forward. You can play around with it on your own and just get the feel for it, but once you get the timing, then it all makes sense. So step number two is the Butterslide. This is where we get to the fun part where we're leaning back, spraying water, slicing the board through, and Butterslide is a really, really fun trick just to do into any of your turns. You just lean back, throw a little water, make a transition. So you can practice that first. So we'll do the Butterslide by leaning back, really digging into your back heel, pushing down in the water, but also having it move in the direction that you're traveling with your kite. You don't want the board to be angled too far forward, because what that will do is just kill all the power and you're resisting the direction that you're moving. So you want to have your board sideways, slicing through the water, and just leaning back with your bar slightly sheeted out but pulled in to give you enough power. So take some time, just practice it, get the right feel. You don't have to do it for long in the start. You don't have to do it long for start, just spin around, spray a little water, make a transition. But as you get the feel of it, it's actually quite a leg burner, because as you're Buttersliding, you're pushing down all that weight and controlling the power of the board through the water. If you want to make it easier on yourself, you can take your fins off, because then the board will really slide smooth. So especially if you ride with boots, this is a really fun trick because you have so much control over the board with the boots, and then with no fins, it just glides right through the water. So this is a really nice trick for like flat water or in between the waves. It doesn't work as well in the chop, so if you are doing it in chop, just do a shorter Butterslide into your transition and you can still do it all the time. Step number three is transition with the kite. So as you're doing your Butterslide, you want it to be pulling you in the direction that you want to go. So you want to keep it at the edge of the window, pulling you in the direction you want to go. And then as you're ready to transition and turn that Butterslide into a carving turn, that's when you're going to send the kite into the other direction, sheet it out. And then as it's starting to go the other way, that's when you can pull in on the kite to help carve you powered into your turn. So start sending it sheeted out as the kite's going over, and then as you feel it pull you into that turn, that's when you can pull in on the bar as much as you want for extra power to carve into the turn after your Butterslide. So you're going to be going from toe side to heel side, and then the power of that kite looping is going to be pulling you into that turn. So there you go. All right. So step number 4 is to carve, and you can slide the board as well here. So what we mean by this is you've made your pop, you've done your butter slide, you've transitioned the kite, and you're initiating your turn. Now it's time to really lean back, dig your back foot in, just throw your weight over your back foot so you can really give it some carve to it, and just powered carve with the kite looping to just really pull you through that turn. As you do this, after the carving turn, you can also put your weight over your front foot again and do another butter slide after, which is just like a slide across the water. So as you're doing your carve, you can then like kick your foot out and do a sliding carving turn as you're arcing your board around with the kite in the wind window. So that's a little bit more complicated. I would just try the carving one first, the butter slide carving transition with the kite loop. But then when you get more comfortable with it and you're looking for the next thing to do, then you can add in that slide as well, which takes a little bit more balance. So there's a lot going on and everything's happening fast, but that's another fun addition to throw into the mix. So step number 5 is to loop the kite. So after you've made your butter slide and you made your carving, sliding transition, your kite's on the other side of the wind window pulling you in, that's when you're going to loop your kite, pulling in hard on your backhand, and hold that kite as it loops on the edge of the wind window until it makes a full rotation and a quarter and is going in the other direction. As soon as your kite is going the other way, that's when you're going to want to push out on your bar, because that'll stop the kite from pulling you downwind, open the canopy and shoot it up into the sky to pull you softly into your transition. If you keep it pulled in, the kite's going to be powered up, pulling you downwind, and you're just going to go really, really fast straight towards the kite. So sheet out, that'll open the canopy, allow you a nice, soft, smooth transition, and ride the other way. So, alright guys, don't forget we have a free PDF file you can download to your phone for all of these steps written out for you. And if you like these, give us a thumbs up, let us know what you think. We have a whole new series coming, so subscribe for more, and we'll hope to see you out on the water. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.